We're right at the end of what has truly been a remarkable year of television, with reinvented and revitalized strong veterans like The Leftovers, The Walking Dead, Homeland, and Transparent. And new shows this year have also been very strong. I've already revealed the first part of our top 10 of 2015 with Netflix Bloodline, Amazon's Man in the High Castle, and Comedy Central's The Nightly Show with Larry Wilmore among the offerings. And by the way, before we get to the top 5 of 2015, let's hand out some honorable mentions. Let's talk about Supergirl, Fear the Walking Dead, The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, and FX's Dennis Leary comedy Sex and Drugs and Rock and Roll. Strong series all in a heavyweight year. Now, the top new shows of 2015. And first of all, we have Unreal, Lifetime's remarkable, shattering, and scathing look at what really goes into the making of reality TV, from Marty Nixon and Sarah Gertrude Shapiro, a former Bachelor producer. Now, you can get deep and see Unreal as an examination of the moral sewage that producers, participants, and ultimately the audience themselves venture into in the savagery of the genre. But I prefer to wait at the shallow end of the gene pool on this one and tell you that Unreal is great fun about very bad TV. And anybody can watch that, real or not. In fourth place, you might think it's a crime, but it had to be a tie, with ABC's American Crime from John Ridley and HBO's documentary series The Jinx, The Life and Deaths of Robert Durst. Now, one adroitly steps towards and sometimes over the seemingly never-ending American tripwires of race, gender, class, and the law, while the other 6 episodes, which had one of, if not the most dramatic conclusions of the year of any show with its subject matter arrested for first-degree murder in March, unveils a long festering tale of murder, millions, and an arrogance that almost got away with it.
What the hell did I do? Kill them all. Of course.
Crime, both against persons and the soul, and consequences, and the pain from them make up a lot of the foundation of our number 3 top new show of 2015. The stunning Marvel's Jessica Jones from Netflix. The second, after The Great Daredevil, in the 4 series the streaming service has planned with the comic giant. While more than full of action, the Melissa Rosenberg-created series is at its heart, I think, a deep-veined thriller and sick love story that in many ways reminds me of the good ways of Idris Elba's Luther, both in tone, characterization, and desperation. Played with a wire-walking tension by Kristen Ritter, who I honestly didn't think would be this good until I remembered how great she was in Breaking Bad, Jessica Jones is all about the fallout of an extraordinary life of an almost ordinary person with too many secrets in literally a living hell of Hell's Kitchen. And now, with that Breaking Bad reference in mind, we're at number 2. And that's AMC's cable record-breaking Vince Gilligan and Peter Gould prequel, Better Call Saul, with Bob Odenkirk as the slippery Saul Goodman, or rather Jimmy McGill, the man who becomes the morally questionable lawyer. Taking place about 6 years before Walter White even walks into the then successful Saul's life, Odenkirk's Jimmy is a minefield of a man, struggling with who he is, who he wants to be, and what he turns out to be very good at, which is being very bad, or at least being the very good legal representative of the truly bad. The process is something Gilligan carved down to near perfection in Breaking Bad, and finds new form here. To help paint the big picture, the Sony Pictures TV-produced show time travels us not only to post-Breaking Bad Saul, but to a younger Saul/Jimmy, and an even younger Saul/Jimmy in some really serious trouble. All of which puts down some very interesting markers and techniques for where the show will go and for where it'll take us. Those places the show, which is back, by the way, for a season 2 in February, takes us have included Critics' Choice wins for Odenkirk and Jonathan Banks, Emmy nominations, and SAG Award and Golden Globe nominations earlier this month. Now it is time for the top new show of 2015. And even with all the competition that came after its early January debut, this one was an imperial no-brainer for me. The Lee Daniels and Danny Strong created hip-hop drama Empire took TV by storm this year, pulling in massive numbers in both Season 1 and Season 2 for Fox, and capturing and creating the zeitgeist of an America struggling with both its best and worst self. Led by now superstars Terrence Howard and Taraji P. Henson, Empire started out as Black Dynasty and then became a whole genre virtually of itself. And damn, the volume just kept getting higher and higher. Check what I said the night before its premiere. Words I stick by now, words I reinforce now. If you don't get it by now, let me lay it out for you. I dig Empire. I really like it because it's large, it's shamelessly soapy, and it's fearlessly fun. Yeah, the plots can be weighty, but the arc is always a groove. And who doesn't like to get into that state of mind or TV? And that is our top 10 new TV shows of 2015. Predictions for 2016? Well, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet like I did last year. HBO's Vinyl and Showtime's Billions. Don't miss them. As for me, I'll see you in 2016. I'm Dominic Patten for Deadline Hollywood.